welcome. This is Lana with Lana Belana Design, and we are doing another Spellbinders video hop organized by Lynn Van. Now, what we're doing today is featuring monthly series with Spellbinders. I have picked up my phenomenal wax seal stamp for the month of September. As you can see, this is this beautiful, gorgeous daisies. I just love this design. So intricate and so beautiful by Spellbinders. As you can see, I have already started melting my wax. And just to recap, this is the wax seal of the month from Spellbinders. As you can see, this is such a beautiful copper color. It's in between, I could say between copper and rose gold. I really cannot put my name to it. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's such a beautiful wax. And this is a wax seal that you will get for the month of September. And that's what is included in the kit for wax seal of the month. What I am going to do first is just run over my supplies that I'm going to use in today's video. Here, these are phenomenal little dies here by Spellbinders. It's sweet sayings. That's what I'm going to use. And another thing here is, it's called I Want It All. But all these little guys are just these phenomenal dies. I just couldn't pick one, so I had to have them all, right? And there's a lot of different shapes and a lot of cool things that you can create with all of these little dies. Just because it's one die doesn't mean that you can't create big things. I think that's what's so charming about them, is that you can use all these geometric shapes to create something phenomenal. Now, what I am going to use is this hexagon. I love that. And one more thing that you're going to need, of course, is paper. I have a lot of my scraps here, and I pre-cut my card base and card panel to 5x7, and this is Nina 110-pound cardstock. It is classic crust solar white. First, what I am going to do is that you can see my wax is already melted here, and I have a little tiny, this is like a silicone little pad, and that's what you want to do to protect your surface. And of course, you want to use something non-stick when it comes to wax seals. Now, if you are doing stamping directly on your projects, you are probably seeing this little mark here. I like to stamp or mark my stamps like that, so it'll tell me where the front is, so I can always position it straight and I know how to stamp. That's like a little marking like there, and I just use a little Sharpie to mark my stamp. If you don't want to mark your stamps, you're more than welcome to make your wax seals in advance, like I am doing right now, melting my wax over a candle. Now I'm just gonna pour that wax directly on that little pad here that I have. If you don't have a silicone mat, you can always use parchment paper. A little bit of that goes a long way. and just stamp and wait for it to cool down. You don't have to wait for a long time. I'd say about 30 seconds tops, but you can wiggle it. Now, if your stamp does not come off easily, do not force it. Let it cool down. Maybe if you're not patient enough, but you can see, done. Isn't that beautiful? Now I have my wax seal stamp all done, and we're gonna move to die cutting. Okay, so the next step, as I mentioned, is die cutting. I am going to cut a lot of sentiments. Actually, I'm going to use just a hello die here from this Sweet Sayings die set by Spellbinders. And the idea is to cover this entire panel with simple hello die cuts all over, and that is what's going to be my background. I am going to use a bunch of scrap paper that I have left from previous projects. And again, that's a perfect way to use your scraps. Don't throw away your scraps. You can always use them for something like that. And I'm going to be back in just a few seconds by your time. All right, I am back with all these awesome die cuts. I just cut a lot of these. As you can see, there's a pile of my hellos here. And as I mentioned, I'm going to now create a background just by gluing my sentiments onto this card base. So what I'm going to do, I just have a liquid adhesive here, and I'm going to apply this liquid adhesive on my die cut here. Now, I want to give you a tip here. As you can see, there's quite a bit, there's a lot of glue on this die. Have yourself a piece of little cardstock here, your scrap paper, and get rid of that excess glue. Just like that. Just dab it a little bit on that paper there, and simply then glue your die cut to your project. I suggest you do that. That way there's no oozing on your project, and everything is going to be nice and glued. I am now going to cover my entire panel with all these dies, and I'll be back in just a few seconds. And here I am. My background is all nice and covered, and all I'm going to do is trim this excess, just like so. And you'll have yourself a very nice polished background. Next thing, what I am going to do is attach my panel here that I made to card base and move to die cutting. Now, I made a mistake. Instead of gluing, I think the best way is to actually do a removable adhesive first, but I was able to die cut anyway, but that's my advice to you. Okay, so we have a little opening there. It's like a little tiny pickable in the shape of hexagon. And what I just realized is that my wax seal stamp is much bigger than my opening. So that is just perfectly fine. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here and show you that you can actually cut your wax seals easily with a pair of scissors. I'm just gonna go around. Another thing, if you don't want to cut, you're more than welcome to remelt your wax seal and simply stamp all over again. You see? And now that fits right in there, and I just like absolutely love it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put something heavy here just for a second, and I'm gonna use just a simple glue and glue my wax seal on my paper here, and this is going to be the inside of my envelope. Pardon my my card here. Now another thing what I wanted to do here, I'm going to show you. I have this another die here. Now I have this paper. It is glitter or metallic cardstock, pardon. And what I am going to do is cut 2 of these hexagons and attach them to my opening. So here they are, my 2 big hexagons, and what I am going to do is just attach them. I have my little opening here. Isn't this beautiful? I think that's super cute. There's one more thing left, and that is some embellishments. And here are my little sequins here. I am just gonna use the little gold sequins. Here is just some glue here. I'm gonna put directly onto my wax seal stamp here, and I'm going to allow this glue to dry, but my card here is done. Isn't that fun? You have plenty of room to write your sentiment, a little bit of blink on your wax seals. There's a cute little polished opening and a beautiful dimension and a lot of cool pattern that you can create yourself. I hope you like these designs. I hope you like this idea. And thank you so much for being here and watching this phenomenal video hop. And big thank you goes to Spellbinders for sending us such cool goodies to play with. Thank you, Lynn, for organizing this hop. And thank you all again for being here and watching. See you soon with another video. Bye-bye.